Hello traders, 'tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Friday, April the 24th, the year's 2026. Let's talk trading. Weekly wrap up. As always, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And let's make sure we have risk management in place as we're ending this trading week here in the month of April 2026, because we don't want to lose more than we're willing to lose while we are trading. And once again, traders, Crestlick.com is back up. And for you equity traders, if anybody's watching, listening, pattern day trading rule no more. And let's see, I also uploaded a few things here. Never lose again thread. I put up the 2025 mother load. So if you guys want to go get those indicators, you can. So let's get back to the pound. 27 pips above the weekly open, 32 off the high, 65 off the low. And we still have one gap that didn't fill on the CAD yen. Canadian yen did not fill its gap. We opened in the opening range for the year. We broke out of it at 35.02 and we're still above it by 10 pips. We're inside the opening range for the week. We're above the opening range for the month. For the year, 55 pips above the open, 356 off the high, 354 off the low. So we are pretty much smack dab in the middle, as you can see right here. We had an inside bar 2 days ago, and we are within that range. Notice we broke out yesterday. We had a weekly inside bar 5 weeks ago. Notice we dropped into that range and we broke out that. In fact, we're up 44 pips. Once again, showing sometimes the strength of these inside bar ranges, that you can profit off of these levels. I mean, there's so many levels we look at, I realize that, but you can pick one or two, or you can look at them all and just, trade accordingly and make sure you have your stops in place. That way, if it doesn't work out, you don't get hurt. Today, pitiful range. Let's see, the new beast, the pound New Zealand sitting at 97, the euro New Zealand sitting at 95, but we don't have anybody over 100. Maybe because it's Friday and the traders just want to go play for the weekend. We crossed that weekly open at 34.85 and see we shot up. We've tested it a few times here in, looks like the beginning of New York session, late London session. Red Rats had a chance to feast a couple of times so far. It looks like they might get another opportunity today. Green Rats, the range wasn't big enough for a rat trade, but anybody trading off the bottom, maybe a holo, they could have gotten that. Bambino Flex said go short near the pivot, and that seemed like it didn't work out. And the pivot trading plan said short near the pivot. Once again, that one didn't work out, but bias is short near R1. We're coming off of yesterday's high. We did break it by a bit. Okay. Missed pivots. We took out today's pivot, we took out the week, and we've taken out the month. We are in the upper wick zone of yesterday's daily candle. You can see here we popped in once before and we dropped out, so we're back in it. So we're about 76%. Price doesn't like closing in the wick zone. You can see we actually broke through to the upside too. The range this week's only 97 pips, 0 percentile. So we're going to have an inside bar unless something drastic happens. So the rats, weekly rats, 29, high minus close, close minus low, 68. And weekly crossover traders, high minus open 59, open minus low 38. So those trades still played out even though we had a muted week of only 97 pips. That's just crazy. For some strange reason, I guess that was last week, but look at these daily ranges. Just not much there at the moment. A simple price action chart here looking at the M30 outside bar, inside bar. So something's got to give here. Something has got to give. And we're just 2 minutes off the bottom of the hour, so might be a good time to look for a trade. Oh, and I updated the sweet spots gold indicator. I put a button on it so you can turn those lines on and off like that. That way sometimes the chart just gets a little busy. I tried to get the AI to do it on the TRO HL5, but I guess it's too much code for that version to handle. So we'll see what we can do. Oh, and the other thing about the button logic, you can load up different indicators and you don't have to tell it where the buttons are. It will figure it out and just put it across the bottom. So you can have multiple instances of the indicator. Nothing new here on the multimeters that I can think of. The highest low, lowest high trades are still working out, even though I've gone old school, and I'll have to show you that chart. In fact, let me pause the video for a second and I will bring up that chart. And here I had the AI work on the fractal radar indicator. I don't know, this we're going way back with this indicator. I mean way back. Let's see, does it show how old this was? No, it doesn't. But this is probably within the first couple of years I was coding. And this is somebody else's indicator that I modified. And it's called fractal radar because they had this set up looking at fractals. But I didn't really like it. So looking at fractals, I'm not a big proponent. So what I did was I gave it some options. So you can use high, low, open, close, open, or close. So I have it set to close. And what this does is it gives you a representation of how many times prices closed above this level. So you can see here, right now we're at 14. So between 10 and 14, and we're looking at M5. I like to look at M30s on this one. Looks like I need to turn something off. Oh, looks like they had some old objects there. So that is weird. There we go. So you can see here we're between the 10 and the 20 on M30. We've closed here 9 times out of the past 3 days, and we have closed above it in the above 31 time. So this puts the range so between 0 and 10, 10 and 20, 20 and 30, so forth. And so what this does is this basically, you can see it on the chart, but then when you look at how this plays out, you go, well, wait a minute. If I go short here, chances are it's not going to close above it based on recent history. Seems like it must be having a problem there. So I can, take that trade. This is sometimes people might think, well, this is looking at support resistance, or this is looking at supply demand, or this is the market profile or market structure traders' methods. And, they probably all line up. But me, I'm kind of digital. I kind of like to look at the numbers and the statistics. And what this did was it just showed me how you basically want to wait for price to be up here where there's a lot of empty space before you, especially if you're doing reversal trades, and which is what I like to do. So for here, then it's just pretty much, hey, you know what? How about I sit on my hands, let this M30 close, and then I can take my trade. Because a lot of times, and what I've learned is I used to always say things like, if I'd only waited an hour, or it's like, I should never trade against the M30 candle color. Well, this kind of plays it out and shows why. It really does. And what you can do is you can look at it and go, okay, I'll just wait, and then I'll place my trade. Now, we've talked about that, waiting like a, what was it, a leopard or a cheetah. You don't want to just waste, because if you were going short here and a bunch of shorts, then it's just like, oh no, and then you get in, and then you just maybe get out with, break even or a tiny profit, only to watch price fall off the cliff. But you're basically recovering from emotional damage. And so this will just allow you to not have that emotional damage. So yeah, you could simply do it. You don't even need the fractal radar, but it's just nice because it counts for you. And you can see here those different levels. And then this is just the above below indicator. And so at the current price, you had 232 bars. This is going back to the beginning of the week. M30 bars. So 59 were above this level, now 58, and 174 were below. So when this number, the smaller this number gets, the further away it's going. And it's like, hey, it's getting higher and higher. Chances are price likes to return to the midpoint. It also likes to, move 20 pips or more off of the daily high or daily low. Some days it doesn't, and some days it does. But I think if you looked at yesterday, let's see, yesterday's high, yesterday's low, yesterday's close. So you can see here, up here, it just fell off the cliff. But here it came back, what, 10, 15 pips. So it didn't quite make the 20. But if you were trading this up here and you were going short and you're getting your fingers burned, you were rewarded. If you waited, chances are you didn't. And let's see, close minus year-to-date open percent, we're at 0.41, so there's been some improvement. We know we haven't pushed the range of the year. Let's just see what we are ATR percent, just to get a perspective. We're at 97. So we may have just about shot the range, even though last year we were 162 and the year before we were at 104. So that's not bad. So the range this month is 421. So second highest range so far this year. Not bad. So fellow traders, I hope you all have a fun and safe weekend. And when you come back to trade, I want you to always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.